G'day everyone, welcome to New Tech. My name is Miles and it's wonderful to have you here. In today's video, we're going to be checking out the H20 by Ortur, so stay tuned. I've been using the H20 now for a couple of months, and to tell the truth, this has been the most incredible diode laser machine that I have ever used by far. So this comes with a range of different laser modules, but I've chosen to use the 2-watt IR laser module and also the 40-watt diode laser module that I've got installed here as well. And they are absolutely incredible. I'm going to dive into those a bit later in this video. But for starters, this is a beautiful machine. It's fully enclosed. It has a protective lid on it that has a safety door feature, has a camera integrated. The 40-watt laser module has an autofocus feature, which is really easy to use. There's absolutely no setup that you need to do within the computer itself, but it also has this bed leveling system at the bottom, so you can extend how deep you want your bed to go as well. So back in the day, I used to raise my machines up by putting extra things underneath each foot of the machine to raise it up, but this one is just so simple. So I can actually just press these little buttons at the bottom here and it'll raise the bed up and down just as I need to, depending on the thickness of my material. Another feature that I really love about this machine is the extraction system. So included in this machine has an extractor at the back of it, which they include a pipe which you can lead to the outdoors. That means you don't have to deal with any of the toxic smoke that comes from the cutting, and you get a safe and a very effective cutting experience. Now, this machine was an absolute pleasure to put together. I did stuff up about once because I did put one of these sections the wrong way around. This comes in 3 different boxes for each different section, and I believe that they do sell each one of these sections separately, so you can upgrade and switch around to whatever suits you. But the one thing when I'm putting this together I really found fascinating was the pogo pin setup. Now, in between each one of these layers, they've used these really interesting pogo pins. So that means that as you put a layer on, it pushes these little pins and creates the connection to the next layer on the way up, which makes it a really easy way to put together a machine, especially for beginners, and you don't have to worry about plugging in cables and cords. But it just goes to Ortur for really thinking about their product well in advance and also providing the best quality materials for their customers as well. I often use Lightburn for all of my laser cutting, but this does also come with its own Wi-Fi system inside, so you can connect to it on your phone using their dedicated app and control it all just by your phone. You can do a lot of cutting that way. I'm very much a Lightburn person and I like to do everything quite manually and get in there. So everything that I will show you in today's video has been cut using my computer tethered to the laser engraver. I'm going to start straight up in talking about the 40-watt laser module. Now, this is an air assist module. That means that it has really nice cuts because it uses an external pump to pump through air as you cut it. So it not only helps with the cutting, but also clean engraving as well. So I was really hanging out to see how far I could push that module. So I started off with something very simple, and that is just cutting out this 13mm pine board, and this has been quite incredible to use. Now, it cut this out, I think it was about 5mm per minute. So that is incredibly fast for a diode laser to cut these out, and it did it without any problems at all. And you can see that the surface finish on the outside is minimal charring. It is blackened. That charring barely comes off my fingers. It's really clean, and you didn't have to wait forever to cut out something like this. So I'm really impressed in the ability of the 40-watt diode laser. So I moved on from that and did something a little bit more complex with this, and I've created this automata machine. Now, this is just a bit of fun to have a bit of an experiment. Now, the reason why I wanted to create this machine is that it did use much thicker material. I have a lot of complex parts here which the machine had to be precise with what it had to do and how to put it together, and as you can see here, it has come out really nicely, and I'm very impressed in the overall outcome of the automata. There's certainly some improvements for the future within this itself. Next thing I want to have a go at was engraving some hardwood timber. Now, I've had a lot of issues in the past with engraving hardwood because it would just take so long to cut through it because it's so dense and it did char a lot. Now, with the 40-watt laser module. It engraved this with an absolute ease, and you can see here I've done a couple of different designs. So I started off with these bow tie designs. These are just a little bit of samples, putting a pattern in. I engraved these. I initially cut them out myself on my CNC machine, but I did put it in to do the engraving on the front face of it so I could inlay that with some golden epoxy. And these have turned out beautifully. It engraved it really nicely, and it's really deep. So putting that epoxy in that really deep crevices within that engraving just is beautiful. And I also did these coasters as well. I think these coasters are just amazing. They certainly don't look laser engraved, especially after putting that epoxy layer within the engraved part. It certainly doesn't seem like a product that would be laser engraved. It would be like something that you'd more CNC cut, but the finish here and the quality of that engraving by far was incredible. So one thing that I do love about the 40-watt laser module is that time is important. And when you have a laser module that is underpowered, you spend a lot of time in engraving, making mistakes. But when you have a laser module that is very powerful, you can spend a little bit of extra money to get something very powerful that can achieve something in a much shorter amount of time. So that's what I absolutely love. And I'm really excited to see what the possibilities with that 40-watt laser module. The other thing too I wanted to give a go is a trial with acrylic. Now, in the past, I've given acrylic a go, and sometimes it's been hit and miss in different laser modules, but this one here has proven me wrong. So this is two different types of cuts, and this is actually for my focus system on the camera slider that I've got set up at the moment. So the first one is I did, I think, 14 different step downs, increments to see what the type of quality would be if I did it in increments. And then the second one is a single pass cutout using this 19mm acrylic. And boy, this is incredible. If I can do this with 19mm acrylic, I am just blown away, because you are able to do a single pass cut through, and it came out pretty well. There is slight inconsistencies within the layer just as it melts and it goes through that plastic. And the 14 passes is actually pretty cool because it has like this corn cob look about it. As it goes down each pass, it kind of melts it slightly different. But all in all, to do something like that with the diode laser, I was dreaming about 10 years ago that that was possible, and now that I have a machine that can do it with ease, I'm really excited about where this can take me next. So when I first heard about infrared laser modules, I was really excited about what they can do. They are very different from a blue light or ultraviolet laser diode that typically is used on most machines. This one here is a 2-watt IR laser modules, and these are for engraving things such as metal. And I've tried to engrave different types of metal in the past with diode lasers, and they have been very unsuccessful unless the material has been either anodized or coated with some type of paint that the laser can then just strip that off, and then you can see the bare metal underneath. But I often do things where I need like pieces of aluminium engraved or pieces of brass engraved, and often I'll do it on the CNC and use some type of V-bit mill to do that engraving, but it's a lot of setup on a CNC to do so. If I was able to do some similar things on a laser module, I think that that would be an absolute winner. So I was really excited to receive the 2-watt IR laser module, and this is super easy just to swap it out with the 40-watt laser module. So I gave this a go initially with a bit of a brass. So I've made a brass coin here, and it's a bit of an Ortur and a New Tech little coin that I've made. And what you can actually feel with this is the slight differences within the depths that I've cut this. And it's quite incredible for a little tiny machine to do such an incredible job at engraving some brass. That was really cool. But I really wanted to test out to see what it could do with a PCB. Now, I did some research beforehand and looked up some other people and what they've been able to achieve with a 2-watt IR laser module, and the results were quite variable. And I did go through a huge amount of testing to create a PCB. So I started off in just creating these. This is like a little PCB that I wanted to create for, I use WLED, which controls LEDs, but I wanted one that can control high-powered devices, and I had this little PCB design that was ready to go. So what this does is that it goes around and it does all your traces for you. So I got the machine to go through and just trace out each part. And the reason why I just did it a single trace around was that I did try just doing an engraving, but it just takes so long and it really doesn't remove all of the copper when you're engraving. There's these tiny strands that are missed in between each pass, and if you want to reduce the amount of passes that you do, it just makes your cutting so much longer to do. So I just started by just doing a single line to do all my traces, but unfortunately when I did a continuity test, there was connections between both the external PCB and the different traces. So that's not very good when you want to create a PCB, because you're going to have shorting, you're going to have issues with voltages and signals. It's just going to jump and create a lot of issues. Now, after a bit of experimentation, I realized why that was happening. Even though that it was cutting through the copper layers on this, what would happen is that they'll create like a carbon buildup or a goo between each one of those copper traces from the laser. And we all know that carbon can be conductive. So what was happening is it was creating its own chemical between each one of the passes and making each one of these traces connect to the different parts of the PCB, which just wasn't good enough. So after a bit of trial and error, I came up with this really unique idea, was to do a cutout, but do a 0.04 offset second pass of a line. So essentially what you do is two parallel lines that go around each one of your traces on your PCB, and then you could come through and you could almost weed it like you do with a vinyl cutter. You can weed out those really thin parts of the copper, and that was really cool because it created a really solid PCB. And that was really exciting because I feel like I've actually achieved a really high performing PCB on my laser engraver. Now, I did have a couple of goes at trying to cut through these PCBs, and I realized I've actually got two different types of PCBs that I was using. I had this one, I think is like a fiberglass looking PCB, and this one here is like a paper-based one. And I found that you could cut through the paper-based one if you went slow enough, but unfortunately there was a lot of charring. It just wasn't very clean, but it is possible. And when I went to do it with this fiberglass one, it just didn't pierce through it and it was quite messy. So I suggest if you are going to try this for yourself, jump into these paper-based ones, not these fiberglassy ones. And I'll post the link down where I got these ones from because it's really exciting to try it with those ones. Throughout my experimentation, I did go through and try and remove a lot of that conductive material between each one of the traces. I put it into an ultrasonic cleaner, just using a little bit of vinegar to see if that would break anything up. Unfortunately, the results just never improved too much with that process. So I feel like that my new process with creating PCBs on a diode laser was really successful, and I might even include links to these PCBs in my cutting files so you can try it out for yourself. Now, I've had a really great relationship with Ortur over the years, and I've also provided the direct link on where to buy these machines from below. So that link is shop.ortec.com, and the best part about purchasing it from that link directly is you get the fresh new machine straight off the factory floor. You're not getting a machine that was sitting in a box for the last year and it needs to be updated, or the features on that may have not been improved. So it's really important that you go and purchase these machines from the right place. Go check them out because you always know that you're getting a high quality machine, but also such great support if you use that link. I do really appreciate you watching my video today. If you do like any of my designs, I have included links where you can download those files from down below. Love to see your support by giving me a thumbs up, and feel free to give me any comments down below or even subscribe for any upcoming content. But I really appreciate your support, guys. So stay tuned and I will see you next time.